According to the Transformers lore, the robots are sentient beings from the planet called Cybertron. They are a race of shape-shifting cybernetic organisms who can transform into various modes, such as vehicles, animals, and even everyday objects. Transformers are living beings despite their mechanical bodies, and they have their own unique way of creating new members of their species. Unlike organic life forms, most Cybertronians reproduce asexually, but the process is complex and varies across different continuities. The creation of a new transformer plays a significant role in their species' origin and culture, with individual methods of reproduction differing widely. And no, I'm not gonna comment on sexual reproduction of transformers, it's too ridiculous. Only organic beings like humans have dual sexes to procreate. So let's get to it. The first one, mechanical construction. In the early days of the Transformers franchise, they were built like machines with the right parts and technical knowledge. Once constructed, these Transformers would come to life as fully sentient individuals. Examples of this include the creation of the Dinobots and the Trypticons in the original cartoon. However, as the franchise evolved, the mystical aspects of Cybertronian biology took precedence and building Transformers like machines were abandoned. Nevertheless, variations and new interpretations of this concept have emerged over time. For instance, the cartoon-based Wing universe introduced the Cyber Factories, which mass-produced Transformers on Earth. In the 2005 IDW continuity, the concept of core construction combined mechanically assembled bodies with spark infusion. In certain stories, mechanically built units are portrayed as mindless drones without an animating spark, operating on pre-programmed directives. Secondly, forging and protoforms. In the G1 cartoon, they were manufactured or forged by the Quintessons. Here, the Transformers start their lives as protoforms, which are partially formed circuits that can be modified as needed. These protoforms are stored in stasis pods filled with nutrient gels until they receive a spark, typically from the matrix. In the absence of a matrix, an alternative method involves attuning the protoform to a similar energy, a wavelength, and then providing a concentrated burst of energon to grant life. However, this method is rarely used due to its high resource consumption. Once a spark is infused into a protoform, it undergoes a reformatting process where it designs its own robot and alternate modes. While some speculate that there could be other ways of creating Transformers, and here are three others. Number 3. Spark Infusion. As the Transformers franchise progressed, it became clear that Transformers were not mere automatons, but fully sentient beings. The creation of Transformer involved infusing their physical form with a life force referred to as a spark. The Marvel Comics introduced the Creation Matrix, a precursor to the Matrix of Leadership, as the artifact that brought Transformers to life. The cartoon introduced Vector Sigma, a powerful supercomputer that granted sentience to Megatron's non-sentient robots, turning them into Stunticons. The 2007 movie introduced the Allspark, a similar life-giving artifact derived from the afterlife concept in Beast Machines. The Allspark was a cube that is an ancient and infinitely limitless powerful Cybertronian artifact which had the power to bring lifeless technology upon contact, including cars and even cookware. This idea carried over to the Transformers animated cartoon where the Allspark could bring machines to life, ranging from articulate, fully sentient Transformers into animalistic Allspark mutations. The peculiar Energon also have transformative effects. For example, in the BotBots storyline, Energon radiation infused everyday objects in human shopping malls, giving them Cybertronian robot forms. Similarly, Angolmoy's energy had the same power to evolve normal organic animals into Maximals and Predacons. Overall, the Transformers franchise has introduced various concepts and artifacts that grant life and sentience to Transformers, ranging from the Creation Matrix, the Vector Sigma, the Allspark, and Energon. These are what gives the Transformers what is the equivalent of a soul. Number 4. Budding. According to the Transformers Generation 2 comics, early Transformers reproduced through a process called budding. After their creation by Primus, Transformers had the ability to generate an energized liquid metal mass from within their bodies. This mass would then separate from the parent Transformer, becoming a new Cybertronian. This process was depicted as a communal event, with other Transformers surrounding the building robot in a circle. Once a desired population level was reached, Primus halted the practice and erased all memory of it. However, when the Cybertronians rediscovered and revived the budding process after the disappearance of the Ark, Primus' life force became spread thin among them. As successive generations of budded Transformers emerged, they became less sentient and emotional. Additionally, the byproduct of this process was the creation of the Swarm, a separate life form. The Transformers who underwent the budding process retained a primal link to their offsprings. For example, when Onslaught's descendant mindset was destroyed, Onslaught experienced some intense pain. Similarly, the Leech Maximo claimed that he would sense the death of his descendant Megatron. And number 5. Cloning. Transformers have a form of genetic material that can be copied and manipulated by scientists to create clones. Depending on the storylines, these clone Transformers can either be identical replicas of the original or have distinct names and different color schemes, personalities, and alternate modes. In the latter case, they are essentially new individuals with limited connection to the original Transformer beyond the fact that they were created through cloning. The creation of Transformer clones can take various forms, blurring the boundary between biological procreation and mechanical replication. In many cases, it involves utilizing protoforms, partially formed circuits, and CNA, Cybertronian genetic material, and some clones are created through the surgical procedures performed on existing Transformers. Contrary to expectations, clones are not always physically identical to their progenitors. Depending on the specific universe, clones may exhibit different color schemes, vastly different alternate modes, and especially personalities. So those are the 5 ways Transformers are created and reproduced. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button for support, subscribe, and take care of that bell button for regular updates on new videos. Take care, fam.